Will Waterworld return? What's left for Mariner? In a stunning turn of events, Waterworld, the post-apocalyptic epic that nearly sank Kevin Costner's career, is making waves once again. Dan Trachtenberg, the visionary director behind 10 Cloverfield Lane, has signed on to helm a sequel series that promises to dive deeper into the mysterious world of the Mariner. But here's what makes this truly extraordinary. This isn't just another reboot. The series plans to bring back the original characters 2 decades later, potentially including Costner himself, in what could be the most ambitious revival of a cult classic we've seen in years. From a box office bomb to a cultural phenomenon, Waterworld's journey is about to come full circle. The rise, fall, and resurrection of Waterworld. Back in 1995, Universal Studios took the biggest gamble in cinema history. With a staggering budget of $175 million, Waterworld became the most expensive film ever made. What started as a $65 million project quickly spiraled into a production that would make Hollywood history, and not in the way anyone intended. The troubles began almost immediately. 3 weeks into filming, a massive hurricane destroyed the multi-million-dollar Atoll set. The production's commitment to filming on open water led to near disasters. Jean Triplehorn and young actress Tina Maharino nearly drowned when a boat's bowsprit snapped. Even star Kevin Costner found himself in peril when he was lashed to a mast that drifted out to sea, requiring a dramatic rescue. The original 96-day shooting schedule ballooned to 157 days. Every day on the water cost the production hundreds of thousands of dollars. Critics dubbed it Fishtar and Kevin's Gate, referencing notorious box office bombs Ishtar and Heaven's Gate. The pressure took its toll on the creative team. Director Kevin Reynolds, a longtime Costner collaborator, left the project before completion, leaving Costner to finish the film himself. But what many don't realize is that Waterworld's initial failure is one of Hollywood's greatest misconceptions. While it's true the film only earned $264 million at the global box office, seemingly disappointing against its massive budget, this was actually the beginning of its success story, not the end. Through home video sales, television rights, and theme park attractions, Waterworld eventually turned a profit, proving that sometimes the long game is what matters. The film's production designer, Dennis Gassner, created a world so believable and immersive that it spawned one of Universal's most successful theme park attractions. Using over 20,000 fish skins to create authentic costumes and building massive practical sets that could withstand ocean conditions, the team created something that had never been seen before and hasn't been replicated since. Even more fascinating is how time has vindicated Waterworld's central premise. In 1995, critics scoffed at its environmental warnings. Today, with rising sea levels and climate change at the forefront of global consciousness, the film seems less like science fiction and more like a cautionary tale. What was once dismissed as over-the-top apocalyptic fiction has become uncomfortably relevant. The original vision. When screenwriter Peter Rader first conceived Waterworld, he pitched it as Mad Max on water. The film would follow the Mariner, a mysterious drifter with evolutionary adaptations, gills behind his ears, and webbed feet, that made him perfectly suited for a world where land was nothing but a myth. Kevin Costner, fresh off his Oscar triumph with Dances with Wolves, saw the potential in this environmental parable. The production itself became legendary for all the wrong reasons. Steven Spielberg had warned the team about the perils of filming on open water, drawing from his experiences on Jaws. However, director Kevin Reynolds and Costner were determined to create something authentic. Their commitment to practical effects and real ocean shooting led to destroyed sets, near drownings, and a spiraling budget that made Hollywood history. The Mariner's Journey. The heart of Waterworld lies in its protagonist, the nameless mariner, whose story is far richer than many realize. Through various media, including comic books, video games, and theme park shows, we've learned more about this fascinating character's origins. The Mariner is revealed to be a half-breed, born to a Homo ictus sapien mother and a cruel human father, explaining his unique adaptations and complex relationship with humanity. Kevin Costner's portrayal brought depth to what could have been a one-dimensional action hero. The mariner's journey from isolated drifter to reluctant protector resonated with audience on a deeper level than initial reviews suggested. His fascination with collecting artifacts from the pre-flood world and his eventual warming to companions Helen and Enola added layers of humanity to the supposed mutant. The Universal Studios phenomenon. Many don't realize that while Waterworld may have struggled at the box office, it found unexpected immortality in theme parks around the globe. The Waterworld, a live Sea War spectacular show, opened at Universal Studios Hollywood just 3 months after the film's release, and it's been making waves ever since. The show's success wasn't just a fluke. It has expanded to Universal parks in Japan, Singapore, and Beijing, consistently ranking as one of the best live theme park shows in the world. This enduring popularity proved something that critics had missed. Waterworld's world-building and action sequences were far more compelling than initially believed. From flop to phenomenon. The initial box office numbers don't tell the whole story. While Waterworld's $264 million worldwide gross wasn't enough to immediately cover its massive budget, the film found new life in home video sales and television broadcasts. More importantly, it gained something that money can't buy, a dedicated cult following that has only grown stronger with time. Looking back, critics like Ben Child of The Guardian have reassessed the film, calling it, quote, a perfectly watchable sci-fi cult classic that deserves reappraisal. Even Kevin Costner himself has maintained his pride in the project, stating, quote, it stands up as a really exotic, cool movie. It's very inventive. Fast forward to 2024, and Waterworld is about to make its biggest splash since 1995. Universal Television has begun pre-production on a streaming series that promises to pick up the story 20 years after the events of the film. With Dan Trachtenberg at the helm, a director known for his masterful handling of contained, high-concept stories in 10 Cloverfield Lane, the series seems poised to dive deeper into this fascinating world. Producer John Davis, who worked on the original film, has expressed his excitement about returning to this world. Quote, for many, many years, I didn't really want to see it because I thought the movie didn't work. And then I went back and I saw it again. And it's like, oh yeah, this movie ages great with time. The environmental prophecy. Perhaps the most compelling reason for Waterworld's return is how prescient its environmental message has become. While the film's premise of Earth being completely submerged may be scientifically exaggerated, its warnings about climate change and rising sea levels feel more relevant than ever. The new series has the opportunity to explore these themes with the benefit of modern special effects and our contemporary understanding of environmental challenges. It's no longer just science fiction. It's a warning about a future that feels increasingly possible. What's left for the Mariner? The biggest question surrounding the new series is whether Kevin Costner will return as the Mariner. Given his recent success with Yellowstone and his continued fondness for the original film, the possibility seems more likely than ever. But the series faces an interesting challenge. How has the Mariner evolved in the 2 decades since we last saw him? The original film ended with the Mariner choosing to return to the sea, even after finding dry land. This complex decision, choosing solitude over civilization, sets up fascinating possibilities for his character's future. Has he maintained his isolation? Has he found others like himself? Has the discovery of dry land changed the world as dramatically as everyone hoped? The production challenges. The original Waterworld's production difficulties are legendary, but how will the new series tackle these challenges? Modern technology offers solutions that weren't available in 1995. Virtual production techniques, similar to those used in The Mandalorian, could allow for realistic ocean sequences without the dangers of open water filming. However, producer John Fox has revealed they're still in the early stages. Quote, we're not 100% sure on the approach to the show, but definitely, we're in the building stages right now. We're talking to folks, but nobody's locked in yet. This careful approach suggests they're learning from the past while planning for the future. Unlike the original film, which had to recoup its massive budget in theatrical release, A streaming series can take more risks and explore deeper storylines. The format allows for extensive world building and character development that wasn't possible in a single film. Many casual viewers don't know that Waterworld has expanded beyond the film through comic books and video games. The comics, in particular, delve deeper into the mariner's quest for answers about his origins, introducing new elements like his trimaran made from a jet fighter. These expanded universe materials could provide rich source material for the new series, offering plot points and character developments that fans have never seen on screen. The series has the opportunity to canonize these stories while creating its own mythology. Are you excited to see the Mariners return after all these years? What stories would you like to see explored in the new series? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more updates on this exciting new chapter in the Waterworld saga.